everybody, happy Sunday. I hope that wherever you are and whatever you are doing, you are having an amazing weekend. I'm here in the chicken run because the chickens have been really working hard, and the weather's been really nice, and the ground, which was sodden wet about a month ago, has now started to dry up. We moved the chicken run. It used to be over there. We've moved it to here to give the grass over there a chance to grow, and it's already starting to recover. And as I said on a Sunday Musing a couple of weeks ago, it also means that the chickens are starting to dig my vegetable patch for me, so I don't have to do as much work. If I keep looking off camera, it's because I am in the chicken run, which means I am in the chicken's domain. Specifically, that means I'm in the domain of the rooster, Charlie. And roosters, as they get older, get a little bit more cantankerous and a little bit more aggressive. And while Charlie is a very sweet boy, he doesn't like sandals. Never has. And I'm currently wearing sandals and socks. Yes, I know I'm doing a Linus Sebastian today, but it's not really hot enough to wear sandals without socks, and Charlie would go after me anyway if I had sandals on, so at least this way I have a little bit of protection. The chickens have been doing great. They've been laying lots of eggs at last now that the temperatures are starting to rise. The daylight is increasing. Chickens like daylight. It helps them actually with the egg production. So we're now getting between 4 and 6 eggs a day on average, and that means we're making lots of omelettes, lots of ice cream. We're making lots of other cool egg-related things, frittatas and pies and all sorts of things. I even made some vegetarian Scotch eggs the other day, which are very good. If you have access to the Impossible sausage and you don't want to have meat, you can make Scotch eggs using Impossible sausage. Very nice and very tasty, a little spicy. And no, they're not sponsoring this video, but you know, it's tasty, so I'm going to tell you about it. But that's not what I want to talk to you about today. What I want to talk to you about today is the matter of this year, specifically the midterms in the US. For those who don't know, every 4 years there's a presidential election, and every 2 years in between presidential elections they have what they call the midterms. That is partly because senators are elected for a different length of time to representatives, and so it's a big complicated thing that I'm not going to go into here. You don't really need to know that. You also don't need to see the chicken porn happening off camera. Charlie, why did you do that right in front of me? I apologise if you saw that. I'll have to make sure it wasn't on camera because, this is a family show. Although, it is just natural in the case of the chicken. But the midterms this year, I think, are going to be full of all kinds of hot button election topics. I already know that transgender rights is going to be a big topic. We've already seen rumblings of it. We've already seen legislators try and basically legislate trans kids out of existence, as well as LGBTQ people in general out of existence, trying to ban books in schools that talk about being queer, also trying to eradicate Black history and eradicate books that teach the history of racial segregation and the fight for racial equality, which is still ongoing today, which blows my mind that it's still ongoing today, that we as humans have not sorted that one out yet. But I also think electric cars, energy independence, and environmental protections are going to be a big hot button topic this year. And I would love to know from you what topics you expect to be ones that cause problems at the ballot box. It could be anything from a ban on home photovoltaic solar production, as some states would like to have, to bans on fracking. So, different extremes, but some people do not want to ban fracking. I personally think it's a great idea to ban fracking because it's dangerous, but lots of people want to not ban fracking because they see it as a way of keeping the economy going. A lot of people want to ban wind turbines. Is that going to be a you know, hot button topic in this election cycle. Or maybe it's, you know, going to be a fight against electric car rebates and incentives based on the argument that's very, very often used that electric vehicles are only purchased by rich people and therefore, you know, people shouldn't be spending their tax money on subsidizing rich people. So I know that this is going to be a bit of a turn-off for a lot of people because a lot of people don't like politics, but this is take two. I'm hoping that you are going to be kind to me for introducing this particular topic on this particular channel. But let me know what you think. Is there going to be a whole slew of green energy, green transportation, political left versus right arguments going on? Do you think now that clean energy, energy independence, low emission vehicles are now such a big issue that they are not going to be divisive? I'm going to be working on a video on this on the channel in a couple of weeks, and so I would love to know your thoughts on this, because goodness, I suppose I've lost a little bit of hope in the political system of late, but I'm also worried that the spat that's going on right now between Elon Musk and President Biden and the Democratic Party is gonna cause some issues at the ballot box, because a lot of people have said, you know, I'm not going to support President Biden because he took too long to say Tesla, or I'm not going to support President Biden because he doesn't like Tesla. And I think that is going to cause some issues at the ballot box. And maybe that is why a couple of weeks ago, President Biden did actually say Tesla for the first time at an event. So let me know your thoughts below. Keep it civil. Remember that not everybody is going to have the same political opinions as you. And, you know, if we all had the same political opinions, it would be a very dull and boring world. And what we really want, what I would love to see in the comments section, is not necessarily a consensus of opinion, but rather pleasant civil discourse, i.e. disagreeing politely with one another and not resorting to name calling. That is it for today. If you did like the video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and you can also discuss this in the comments below or in our free to join Discord chat room. There are links in the description. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel and our main channel, Transport Evolved, and do hit the notification bell so you don't miss out when our next video goes live. Thanks on behalf of the entire TE crew go out to the folk on my right for being our $15 to $49 a month supporters. Special thanks to our $50 a month supporters. That's Chris Maxwell, Bennett Elder, Brian Newton, Jason Bordor. Who else do we have? Dave Kitchen, Michael Goad, Ricky Leon, Andrew Martin, Guido Drahota, Brophy Wolf, Tesla in the Gong, Gordon C, Stephen O'Donoghue, Carl Hodgson, Anthony Coates, Regine Fellows, Rory Litwin, Anonymous Freak, Jim Burness and Denny Hyde. I nearly fell off a piece of wood. And our deepest gratitude to our $100 a month Patreon supporters. They are Marcel Ward, Reggie Watts, Joe Bresney, JP Fagerback, Will Grayling, Matthew Drobnak, John Lyons, Christopher Lee Jones, Laura Reynolds, Paul Conway, Ellery Hennesley and Ian. If you are feeling left out, you will find links below to our cool Patreon crew. You can join that from as little as $1 a month, or you can buy a YouTube membership on our main Transport Evolved channel from as little as 99 cents a month. And if you join either the $14.99 on YouTube or the $15 a month or higher on Patreon for the month of February, you'll gain access to the brand new totally amazing comic that Erin is currently working on that celebrates our love for the weirder side of EVs. I think it's going to be a great one to read and collect, and I think you will enjoy it very much. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Thanks for joining me, and as always, keep evolving.